How we doing, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about how to get the Just a Flesh Wound Rogue Tank Rune. It is very easy to get, however it is very time consuming. You need to reach Honored with the Azeroth Commerce Authority. Now who are these people? These are the NPCs we've seen pop up around the auction houses. Once you reach Honored with them, you'll be able to talk to the NPC and receive the option, what do you have for sale? She becomes a vendor that sells bags, schematics, gear, and most importantly, runes. The rune we're looking for is the Rune of Tease, that is Just a Flesh Wound. The rune itself costs 4 gold and 50 silver, so keep that in mind as you're approaching Honored that you will need 4 gold and 50 silver to buy the rune. Now how do you get Honored with them? Turn in these waylaid supply crates in order to get reputation and a little bit of gold. I'm sure you've come across them while you're leveling, and they always give you an option to add a specific item to make it a full crate. In our case, we have 12 medium leather. However, if you don't have the item in question, you can still turn it in. It will be a low level quest and you'll receive less rep and less gold, but you'll still receive something. Ideally, you always want to fill the crate. Once you fill the crate, it'll turn into a supply shipment. And when you talk to the NPC, she'll now have a proper leveled quest called a full shipment. This will give you much more reputation and much more gold than an empty crate. Again, ideally, always want to fill the crate. However, things are expensive and some of the items can require you to be a specific profession. For example, I had a Rune True Silver Rod. That's something only enchanters can get, so I couldn't do it and I had to put in an empty crate. So if you don't have the item, don't want to buy it, or can't get it, simply turn it in as a low level quest. You will still get rep, just not as much. Now how do you get the crates? The crates will drop off every mob, however the drop chance seems to be low for something you want to farm. So what I learned was any chest in Azeroth pretty much has a 100% drop rate for waylaid supplies. So here's the trick for finding those chests. You're going to need 2 add-ons, Gathermate 2 and Gathermate 2 Data. Once you have those 2 add-ons, head over to your options tab, click add-ons, click on Gathermate, open that drop down window, go to import, make sure it says overwrite, check all the boxes, select Burning Crusade under expansion, and click import Gathermate 2. Now when you open your map and select the location, you will see all the chests in that location. This goes for everywhere in Azeroth. Now the process is simple. Go to a location with a lot of chests, find a chest, open it, get the waylaid supplies, and head back to Stormwind. When you're first starting and trying to get to friendly, you're going to want to go to Westfall. Very close to Stormwind, it's about a minute flight path, and you go to the far southeast side. There's a lot of gnoll camps and a lot of gnolls, but they're very low levels. Run around that area until you can find a chest, get the waylaid supply, take the flight path back to Stormwind, and turn it in. I had about a 90% success rate for opening chests and getting waylaid supplies. The only time I didn't was if it was previously looted by somebody else and they left 1 or 2 items in there, so the chest never despawned. Once you hit friendly, you want to move to a higher level area. The supply crates in Westfall are a lower item level and will stop giving reputation. Next, you go to Red Ridge. Red Ridge has a ton of chests all over, but the most important are the 3 by the flight path. If you can grab a chest there, it makes the trip a lot quicker because you can land, grab it, and fly back to Stormwind right away. If there's no chest there, you can go up north or far east. Both have a ton of chests. Now the process is still the same even though you're going to Red Ridge. You fly there, you find a chest, you get the supply crate, and you head back to Stormwind to turn it in. Now dwarfs have a big advantage when doing this method. We have a racial called Find Treasure. Find Treasure lets you see all chests on your minimap. So if it's in a building, you don't need to go in the building. If it's in a castle, you don't need to go in a castle. Behind a corner, you don't need to go around it. So it makes it a lot easier to find these chests because you can just run in the general area of where Gathermate is showing you chests on your world map, and then you'll see them on your minimap. For example, here, Gathermate showed a chest at this gnoll camp. When I ran by, it wasn't there. But as I keep running, I'm watching my minimap and I see, bam, a chest just spawned behind me. Now if I didn't have Find Treasure, I wouldn't have seen that. So I turn back around and I beeline it back to the camp. And there it is, a spawned battered chest. Now unfortunately I had to steal this guy's chest, but it looked like he was AoE farming, it didn't seem to bother him. Once I drop combat, I'm able to open the chest. And what do you know, a waylaid supply crate. So now I take that, I head back to Stormwind, and I turn it in. If I have the items on me to fill the crate, then I would fill it right there on the spot, because filled crates are not unique. They recently changed it so you can carry as many filled ones as possible, but you could still only carry 1 unfilled one. So if you get one that you can fill on the spot, fill it up and keep looking for another one. Here's something I learned. In my experience, my reputation earned was different depending on the item I put in the crate. So for example, 12 medium leather that I put in earlier, I got that one before, that would give me about 600 rep. But occasionally I would get 2 Hillman shoulders. Now that one would give me 850 rep. Depending on the item you put in the crate, you can get more or less reputation. Now, it doesn't really change what you're going to fill and what you're not going to fill. You always want to fill them as much as possible, but it's good to know that sometimes you can get 850 rep instead of the traditional 600. This process took me about 4 hours to complete. It is tedious and time consuming, but it seemed to be the fastest way to do it. That's pretty much it, guys. You keep repeating the process until you can buy your rune and then you're good to go. Happy rep farming. I'll see you next time.